We are going to do some mixing and matching today, but with a fall theme up next. Look at this adorable tiny leaf. We're going to make some more of those. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Gigi, and today we are going to play around with fall themes, but I really just felt like doing a mix match set, so we're going to also just mix things up a little bit. It's not so crazy that things don't, go together, but there's no real theme except for fall. So there you go, fall sort of colors. Look at how that became a candy cane. That gives me ideas for Christmas time for sure. Look at that, but we're not at Christmas yet. Babies, we haven't even gotten to Halloween. And I got to play with Halloween. I love it. It's my favorite. It's my favorite. So what we're going to do is just cut this up into little pieces. I'm going to vary the sizes, and then we are going to play around with making leaf shapes. We're going to make them simple leaf shapes because this is the first time I'm trying this. But if you're really talented, I would think that you could do more complicated shapes with this. But really, all I'm going to do is flatten everything out. If you get to a place where it sticks, don't panic. A little alcohol on another tool, and you can just sort of scrape it down, and it'll come right back off. You might have to reshape it a little, but that's okay. It's gel. You got time. You got time to play. And then we're just going to continue here with, I'm going to add a little alcohol to my silicone tool, though. I saw somebody call it a pen. I was like, that's interesting. I feel like it's not a pen, but it is pen shaped. So I call it a tool. Honestly, whatever you call it, it doesn't matter. It works. And if it makes you happy, there you go. So we're making one edge a little pointy, like the part where it connects to the stem and goes to the tree. And the other side, a little rounded. So it looks kind of like a leaf shape. I'm going to tell you, though, in the end, they do look like leaves to me, but they also kind of look like oatmeal to me a little bit. You'll have to tell me. You'll have to tell me if you agree with that in the comment section when we get to the end, okay? You just tell me what you think after we've painted them all. Not the green ones, but we are going to have some gold and red ones, and those kind of look like toasted oatmeal to me a little bit. Now, I would show you coloring those, but my camera died, and so I don't have film on that, and I do apologize. I didn't realize until I had already colored them that the phone had died, and so, I just don't have that footage, so I had to charge my phone and come back and finish the set. But that's okay. Honestly, making these, it took me a few minutes. I'm not going to lie. It took me a few minutes. And I'm only showing you part of the process here because it did take me a little time. Not a horrible amount of time. Let's keep it for real. And I'm sorry you can't completely see me pressing in the texture, but it's just the nature of the beast, where my camera is and whatnot. Now, there is just enough sticky layer on this that you can come in and add some pigment to color these. And that's what I chose to do. But you could add the pigment and mix it in and have it already green. But I just felt like this would be a fun way to do it. Just burnish it in there. And I did a little deeper in the middle and then came around the outside with a lighter green to give it a little texture, a little color variation and interest. And I have to say, I'm not upset about it. And I did the same thing with gold and red on the other ones, and you'll see those coming up here in just a few minutes. Whew, I tell you guys, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I just got super hot. And that is just so crazy. I don't usually get hot flashes anymore. So that just totally blew my mind. Now with a little black, and this black is got more of a gray cast to it. So it worked for this really well. It's that striping or liner. It's the liner polish from the D&D when we unboxed that box a few videos back. So go check that out if you haven't already. It was a fun box to open. I enjoyed it. And we also did some nails that day too. So my nails. So it was a few weeks ago. Now, the reason I'm not using the actual liner brush from the liner is that it's real drippy because it's not. I found right away that unless you're so diligent about scraping off the wand that holds the brush, the base, it's a huge mess and I don't like it. And also the brush is just too thick. Even though it's supposed to be for lining, I find it to be a little thick, especially for something like this. But we're not trying to do anything super dark. We're just giving a little extra color to those lines that we created. And I think it just gives it a little more interest when you look at it. And now I'm coming in with some matte top coat because we want to protect that pigment, right? And we don't want it to rub off. And I want them to be matte when I put them on the nails. And we're not going to top coat them after. So we need a top coat, and I chose matte. I feel like you could do shiny, but look at how good it looks matte. It's just so pretty. So I don't regret it. I think it was the right choice. Let me know if you disagree below. Now there's another way you could definitely do that. I used tape because it was handy, but if you've got some plastic wrap, you could wrap some plastic wrap around something and do the same thing. And it would work just fine. But I needed something so that it would pop off easy, but it would stick to it so that while I was working, it wouldn't, the leaves wouldn't be flinging around anywhere. And it wasn't like I had the sticky side up either. It was just on the top of the tape. It worked really, really well. So there you go. Now the two nails that are going to get gems and leaves are these two nails that we're coloring right now. And this is just a really pretty pinky mauve-y sort of color. And I like it a lot. I think it lends itself really well to a fall set. And it looks really good with all the gems and the leaves on there. So I think it was a good choice. And I really like this Canni polish. It is super nice. Now we're switching brands and we're into the CND Creative Play. We have this very pinky red that we're going to use. And I think that makes the set not just for fall, but sort of holding hands with summer, right? A little bit, right? Pulling summer a little bit into our fall set. And now we're going to do a black nail, but it's not going to be black. We're going to chrome this one up. And I thought about doing more stuff to it, but I just felt like the chrome was all it needed. And you'll see. You can let me know if I made the right decision or not when you see the whole set. I'm happy with it, but that doesn't mean everybody else would be. And I am really taking the time to show you that you need a very thin coat. So I've cleaned off my brush and I'm just coming back in and just making sure there is not any extra polish on this nail. I learned already with this particular black, which is Master Black by D&D. We're using all the brands today. It will wrinkle, and it will wrinkle really bad. This is a very pigmented polish, so just be diligent about thin coats. Now this is back to the CND Creative Play, and this is our pinky nail, which is going to be that beautiful teal, but we are going to use that teal in one more place. Now I'm coming in. I don't normally use the top coat that I buy just specifically for my nails, which is the one that we're using today, on nails that are press-ons just for the art of it all, right? because I buy the more expensive ones for myself, right? And this was a little more pricey than some of the ones I have in the collection. It is called Not Polish, and it's their stain resistant formula. I wanted to test it with chrome, so that's why I used it today. But I'm telling you right here, my first test was just curing it for 30 seconds. And as you can see, it really didn't take it. It was like, no, in certain spots it was okay, but no matter how you burnish it, certain places it was just not good. So we're going to go ahead and re-top coat this and then come back in and try it again. But then for the second test, and you can see in some spots, it seemed like it was okay, but right in the middle toward the top there, it was right there. It's a no-go. It's like, no, 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 no. You can just, no, 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 that didn't work. So let's just wipe that off. I'm even trying to like burnish it in a little with my finger. And that did work a little toward the top, but again, there you go. No, it is not that great. So let's go ahead and do another top coat. Cured it for a full minute, and look at that. It worked perfectly well. So if you're going to try the Not Polish stain resistant top coat to do your chrome, make sure that you do cure that for a full 60 seconds. It did make a big difference in how well the chrome stuck, how well it shined, how chromy it looks. It came out perfect. I absolutely love it. So if you're struggling, try this one. I have to say, I've been wearing it on my right hand for like 3 weeks. It is still so shiny. I do have one nail where I scratched it with something. I'm not sure how that happened, but everything else is still super, super shiny. Really, really beautiful. And I have purple hair right now, and it's not picked up any purple color. So I'm going to have to say, I think this might be my new favorite top coat. I love it. So now on this red nail, we are coming in and adding a cat eye, and it's like a glittery cat eye, right? Kind of silvery. And look how pretty it cat eyes. That is so nice. Guys, my nose is all of a sudden draining. I don't know why today I'm having all these physical things happening while I'm voiceovering this video. This is crazy. But I want to concentrate it in the middle there because we're going to do kind of a cutout sort of cage French situation. And I just really want the cat eye to be in the circles. So you'll see what I mean. Here we go. We're going to make that French right now. While we do that, let's switch gears and just talk for a couple of minutes about Project Runway, which ended night before last. I did not have a connection with any of the contestants. That's the first thing. The thing about Project Runway for me is it's always an emotional journey. I always have my favorite designers, and this season I didn't have one at all. I did not feel like there was anyone that I was hoping would win. I was curious who was going to win, but honestly, I didn't really care that much. I feel like the changes that they made to the show for this season made everything feel cheap. It felt like it was, I don't know, a CW show from the early 2000s or something. It was missing its heart. It felt like all the changes that they made to the show, while I agree, let's mix it up, let's make some changes. I feel like all the changes that they chose to make were made to cut corners, and it hurt the show. And one of my biggest complaints about the show is Heidi's makeup. Who was doing her makeup? I mean, granted, Heidi is not 21 anymore, but they were aging her by easily 10 or 12 years. And that was bumming me out. And it wasn't flattering to her. I've been watching Heidi for years, longer than she's been on Project Runway. I've been a fan. And I have seen her look great, and that it's not how she looked this season. Um, and that was disappointing. The other disappointing thing about the show is that we only had Nina like a third of the episodes. That's disappointing. Nina is part of what makes the show tick. I will say, having on that finale show, having my sweet, sweet Michael Kors there, just that's the most heartwarming thing about the whole season, was having Michael come back for that last episode. The show is not the same without him, and I've missed him the entire time he's been gone. Um, so it was a fine season. No, it wasn't. It wasn't a great season. There's been a lot of criticism online about all the drama of this season. And I have to say, are you kidding me? There was almost no drama. There was a little bit from BJ, and they were trying to turn her into the villainess of the episodes. But honestly, other than a little tweaking here or there, and the twins acting like babies every damn episode, there was really not that much drama. I mean, even in the second season with Santino Rice, there was more drama. Think about Kenley Collins' season. Think about anything that Jeffrey Sibilia did. I mean, there's been a lot of drama in Project Runway, and this season was really not that dramatic to me. It was a short season, and not even going to Bryant Park. There were no actual collections. It was just 5 looks. Everything they did to this season cheapened the show. And I really, if they keep going, and honestly, I have to say, I hope they do. It's been my favorite for 20 years. But if they're going to keep going, I'm going to need more. I want more from them. I want them to give me the connection with the designers. I want to get to know them more. I want you to take us to their home where they're making their 20-piece collection or whatever it ends up being. I don't know. I just felt really, if you're going to bring Heidi back, don't cheap out on the show. Just don't do that. There was nothing amazing about this season, and I feel really, really disappointed. So as you can see here, sorry, let me pause my little rant. We're just decorating. We're just decorating a little bit. Putting a little love on those mauve. I don't think mauve is the right word, but they're mauve. They're mauvish. They're mauvish, right? Um, but we're just adding all of the little embellishments and beautifulness, putting on those beautiful leaves that we made, and adding some fall colored gems. We've got some green and some brown, and I'm not even sure what you would call that other browny sort of color. It's not really brown, but it's not really amber either. It's not silver. I don't know. You tell me what you think. What do you think? So we're coming in with a little top coat here. And then we're going to just put a couple of little gems in the center there. I just thought, why not? Why not? Why not? And there's that gem again. It's not quite brown. It's not gray. I'm sorry if you're hearing that little beep. Let me turn the speaker off. It's Discord. It's Discord, guys. There we go. You know, if YouTube ever lets us do memberships or anything, we could start a Discord. That would be fun, right? For nail tips and just encouragement. There's just a few more pieces there to that last little bits of gem. Then we're going to come in with our top coat. I should have been more careful there. Live and learn. live and learn. Just going to come in, try to butt right up against those gems without actually touching them. Well, you can touch the sides, just not the top. Actually, if you get a little bit up on the foot of the gem, it does seem to, suck it down to the nail a little bit. I don't know if that's the right phrase to use. Here we go. Look at that. I really like this set. I think they just embody a fall breeze, right? Just, it's fall. Here it is. That fall is on my nails. It's autumn time. Now we're going to add just a little something. I don't know what you call this. A little cluster, a pre-made cluster, a gem cluster. I don't know why I keep saying cluster. There we go. Oh, my nose. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Yesterday, we had a downpour, a little storm. And when it started to show up, I was outside talking to my daughter. This is the finished set, you guys. Check it out. Look how pretty that is. I love them. But oh my goodness, I got totally hailed on. It was crazy. And let me tell you, hail stings so much. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming by today. I really do appreciate you spending time with me. We are going to see you in the next one. Don't forget to hit me in the comment section. And until next time, bye-bye.